Welcome to another edition of The Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie. It's everything about the outdoors. Take it away, guys.
Good morning. About us to Georgia and surrounding areas. This is The Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Coming to you live, brother, live. Don't get no better than that, does it, Ronnie?
It absolutely does not.
Ronnie Colbert and Daryl Nichols checking in. Daryl's dragging this morning. Had too many Pepsis or something. I don't know what his problem is.
Got too much sun.
Sun burnt yesterday.
Like a lobster crawling up in here.
Woo, boy.
It was a beautiful day in the neighborhood yesterday, son. I'll tell you that right there and make you. I'm a cold weather guy. I ain't gonna lie. I love the cold weather because it signifies a lot of outdoor activities I like to do. But you can't deny that first little snap, but it lets you know it's going to be spring soon. Flowers are blooming. The bees are buzzing around. The azaleas.
The turkeys are gobbling.
Turkeys are gobbling. Yeah. Big bass still rolling around the edges a little bit right now. See them behind my house and out in the yard with the kids all day. Went to the fair yesterday, which is something I never like to do, but it was just me and Charlie and Emmy, so we didn't spend too much money, thank God. And it's a small one, and it's a good outdoor activity. If you can't go to the fair and have fun, there's something bad wrong.
Yeah, there's something bad wrong with you.
Yep, they played a couple of games, rode a couple of little rides there. Could not believe that they got on the Ferris wheel with me.
Did they?
I was totally shocked, and they had the time of their life.
I was not a big fan of the Ferris wheel either to start with.
I was scared to death.
I didn't like heights.
I didn't like it this time.
We went there Saturday, and all of us got on there. Aubrey.
On the Ferris wheel?
Mackenzie, yeah, everybody got on. Nobody, I mean, it was all fine.
I thought Aubrey would be a little bit under the height.
Well, we had to have her sitting. We had to have her sitting down, and she couldn't see out, so I guess it was why she wasn't scared.
Yeah, she had no idea where she was. That's why she wasn't scared.
Yeah,
that's exactly right.
Yeah, the highlight of that trip, though, I got to eat me a funnel cake. That's always.
Oh man, me and Daryl was talking about that. What we talking about Saturday morning on the way to the woods.
Yeah,
and
that girl sure did.
That girl did a fine job on it too.
Oh yeah.
Charlie got a candy apple. Emmy got some cotton candy, and
see, I went there to eat, not necessarily ride.
I went there to eat. I don't know about them.
Man, I got to go get one of those sausage dogs. You can smell those things when you first walk in. Those onions and peppers, they drive me absolutely berserk.
We had eaten lunch. It's probably the only reason I didn't get the go the meat way, but we had a sweet tooth going on. So, but that was a great time, and I can't, man. I just being outdoors Saturday, and after we got through cutting some commercials up here at Black Rose Studios, we went on our separate ways. I know you and Matt headed down to the Flatwoods, and Daryl headed back home, and I headed back home, and we had a great time outside doing absolutely nothing. Now, Alexis and Madison came over Saturday to the house. Yeah, of course, with Alexis driving now, so I've realized that she's probably going to pop in at random times, which is perfectly okay. But her and Madison and Caden, they got bit hard by the fishing bug. So they were fishing with hot dogs and bread, and then they decided, to finally ask me, can they go get some worms? So I let them go up to the Rogers Corner Store there to get some worms, and they drowned them some worms. I'm talking about they fished hard all day Saturday and half the day Sunday, and I don't know that they caught a fish.
She's randomly popping in. It's not necessarily to see you, but it's one of those approved places to drive to. And she's going to go to all those she can, I promise.
You probably got that right.
You are right.
Probably got it right.
Yeah, man, I tell you what, I had a big weekend too, as we all did. We all seemed to just had spent a whole lot of time in the outdoors as usual, but just kind of had a little more than usual.
I was in the woods Saturday morning before daylight, and I was in the woods till after dark Saturday night, so I had a full day of it.
Me and Ronnie got up with Matt Saturday morning and went out there to the hunting club to listen to some turkeys, and boy, did we hear some doggone turkeys.
There was at least 8 gobblers there one time, Jake's gobblers together.
Just right there in front of us.
We battled a few hens, calling.
Not to mention what's up and down that slough. Yep. Gobbling that we were hearing. I know we heard probably at least 15 different birds.
That's crazy, wasn't it?
And hens everywhere.
It was exciting.
It was something else. And like you said, we went on back to the house and come up here and cut commercials. And I left here and had to go meet Michelle and them over at the mall. And that's when we went to our jaunt of the fair. We didn't do a whole lot. Mackenzie wouldn't ride much. She didn't mind the Ferris wheel, but she only rode the slide. So, but she wouldn't even pick up a duck out of the water. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
But they had the fishing poles with the sharks there, and they had these wire ties on these sharks, this big old treble hook looking thing. Now she'd fish. She stuck down there and got her one of them sharks.
That's Mackenzie. Not scared of the sharks, but she's not going to touch a duck.
Yeah, mine did the fishing thing too. Amy and Charlie did, and it's pretty funny. My little one's got quite the southern accent, and And sometimes the kids just, anybody's got little children will appreciate what I'm about to say. If you don't, you ain't going to know what the hell I'm talking about. But they'll say the darndest things sometimes, but we're walking along there, and Daryl knows it if he was there, but they have all these stuffed animals where you throw the darts at the balloons.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, Emmy, do you see anything you would like up there? And just like an adult, with her accent, she goes, I would like to have one of those unicorns. I said, well, of course, the unicorn was about, it was one of the big prizes that they sucker you in and try it. So
you had to pop 47 balloons to get in.
Oh my gosh! Anyway, she wanted the unicorn.
$59 later, he got a $10 unicorn.
No. I'll tell you, there's a couple of things that happened there. They did not get to do everything they wanted to do, and they did not get to ride everything they wanted to ride. And in retrospect, I probably should have bought the unlimited armband ride part, but I didn't. I said, well, it's too much money. So
that's okay. They learned a life lesson. You can't have everything you want.
Well, they learned a good one. But, they actually did it good. They didn't want to go, but they took it like a couple of champs, and we went on back home.
Yeah, it was really funny the way it happened with me up there. I said, I'm not going to buy the armband. I'm going to buy the tickets. Mm-hmm. And the armband was $15. And I bought 25 tickets for $20.
Yeah, I think that's what I did.
The only thing, it worked out good because we all got to ride the Ferris wheel. Mm. But with her only riding one, it seemed like it'd been smarter just about to get the armband. But
yeah, well,
it worked out for the best.
We rode the little monster truck deal, the motorcycle, the Donald Duck looking ride, all the little rides they rode. Mm-hmm. I say all, whatever 20 divided by 3 is, that's how far they went. But they didn't charge me. They never asked me for a ticket. We rode the merry-go-round with the horses.
Yeah,
but
I forgot.
They never did. They never did charge me a ticket. I just walked right in.
They must 6.33 is what that.
They must have recognized my face from the radio show.
Well, you know what? That you talk about that.
You catch that? Did you?
Not charging me a ticket. Yeah, I called it
face on radio.
But we got on the Ferris wheel, and they even charged for Aubrey. I mean, 9 months old.
I can't believe they let her on there because they had the thing up there that shows if you're not at least this tall, you can't ride it.
She got right up on there. He didn't give a 2 ticket for her because that's all I had left anyway.
The dude that was running that ride.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm gonna say. Mm-hmm. He worked at the fair. Should I go any further?
Don't need to. I've been there.
First class carny.
Oh man. Woo. That's that one guy, over there. He had some sort of it was a dragon. It was a big old red and white dragon hanging up there at some game you played. And I said, Charlie liked that dragon, and I said he had $50. Charlie did actually from his papa up north. And he said, I'll use my money and I'll buy it. And that got me thinking, well, let's just bypass all the game stuff. How much can I buy the thing for? He told me $100 for that thing.
God almighty.
I said, are you kidding me?
You done bumped your head.
You've lost your mind. I said, get your SpongeBob poster and come on.
That's all you wanted was a SpongeBob poster.
That's all I want. I got it too.
Yeah. $100. Man, they lost their day.
Yeah, $100 for something you can buy at Walmart for $10.
Yeah,
it'd been cheaper to take them to Walmart.
Did you see or was the same guy I wonder running the merry-go-round when we was there? Black guy,
no,
real outgoing personality. He wasn't.
Mm-mm.
Man,
no. This is quite the opposite. A white guy with zero personality running it when I got there.
The merry-go-round.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, there's a guy doing it when we were there. Just had the best personality in the world. Just happy. He there's probably 5-6 kids on it at one time, and Mackenzie was on there at this time. And some more kids come up, so that when they got that round stopped, instead of telling nobody to get off, he said, if anybody wants to stay on and ride again, just ride again. Mm-hmm. And more kids, and it just almost got practically full, and he was just having a good time with it. Just a nice guy.
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
Yeah, there was hardly nobody there when we were there. It was there was no lines, absolutely no lines in none of the rides, but we went to the movies Saturday night. C.L. Harris's son, Cooper, spent it out with Charlie. We took Cooper and Charlie to see Oz, which was an absolutely fantastic movie.
Is it good?
Oh, my goodness, yeah. You got to go see it. If you got kids, you got to go see it.
What if you don't have kids?
Well, then you should not go in there. Shouldn't be allowed.
Come out on Stars or something.
But we come out of there and we rode past, just to drive them nuts. I had to ride through the parking lot of the fair, and it was jam-packed on Saturday night. It was standing room only up in there. So.
Yeah.
But we picked the right time to go, no waiting. That's like hitting Wild Adventures at the right time. There's nothing better in the world.
No.
If you go there in the packed day, you'll be there a while.
used to back in the day, the big fair came here to Valdosta and just doesn't happen anymore. I think it's just
It don't come
all,
no more?
no, it's just all but just quit. Ain't all they have is the little
I
ones.
think the economy has kind of had a lot to do with that.
Yeah, it has,
I'll
but-
never forget going to that thing, and they had that clown in the Duncan booth.
Yep.
And me and my family and Daddy, I don't know if Daryl was there or not, but I was young. But I had on one of those, I don't know what you call them, but it was a camouflage. It was a Realtree camouflage hat, but it wasn't a cap. It was a one that had the brim all the way around, not like a cowboy hat, but similar. I don't know what you call them, but
Seersucker hat.
I don't know what it is. But anyway, it was a nice hat. So I thought it was nice, but evidently the clown sitting on the bench of the water deal, he didn't like it. So he started talking about it. He had the microphone. He's talking about people to walk by.
Well, he had to pick on you about something.
Yeah, he started
that was his
picking on
job.
me. But little did he realize I was still in college, still playing baseball.
He could fling a ball.
and I
Boy,
could
was
throw the
he in
ball.
trouble.
And no joke, after about the 6th or 7th time that ball pinging him and he having to climb out of that water up onto that bench, he finds out, okay, you proved your point. And I went on about my business. He didn't talk about the dang hat no more neither. But, Jerry Clower was at the fair that night. I'll never forget. We heard him.
That clown could get really, really rough on people too.
Yeah,
So
he could hurt your feelings now.
You got to have thick skin around him, but it was all in fun because he tried to get you messed up so you couldn't knock him off.
That's right.
That was it. Well, we got to take our first break this morning. We'll come back here on the Good Outdoors with some other good stuff. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Be right back.
Here we go again. Every time there's a food plot to be planted, Daryl's nowhere to be found. You see him, Ronnie?
He's probably in the truck eating a dang sandwich.
I'm sitting right here by this tree and they don't even see me.
Man, that Realtree AP was designed to blend hunters with their surroundings, not hide them when it's time to work.
I'm so hidden the scooters can't even find me.
Okay, Daryl, come on. We got to get this stuff planted.
What's that? Hey, stop it.
Realtree. It's so real, a coyote might pee on it.
Serves you right, you slacker.
The grill might be in storage, but that's what campfires are for. And the backyard party is on hiatus, but that's because everyone is tailgating. Only the seasons change, tastes don't. And when you've got Bud Light Lime, you don't need summer to have a good time. It's the superior drinkability of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime flavor. Look for a Bud Light Lime and find your summer state of mind anytime. It's in the lime. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Lime flavored beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
What in the world is that noise?
Sounds like the transmission's about to come out of my truck.
Transmission? Sounds like Alien versus Predator under there. Let's get it to Ronnie at Eagle Auto Repair.
Ronnie, I got a problem.
Problem? It sounded like Superman fighting the Incredible Hulk.
No, it was worse than that.
Come on, man. This is for real. I ain't got the money to be fixing no big problem.
Chill out, dude. You're at Eagle Auto Repair. You know we'll fix it right and as inexpensive as we can. We only use quality parts, and my guys are some of the best trained technicians in town.
Yeah, but can they stop a fight between Godzilla and King Kong? Because I'm betting that's what they're going to find under there.
Eagle Auto Repair.
321 Lakes Boulevard, Lake Park, Georgia.
Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has been serving South Georgia and North Florida for over 3 decades. With 9 locations in the South, Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a full-line distributor for all welding and industrial supplies. The Jones mission is to provide quality products at a competitive price in order to supply the best service available. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has built a reputation for good, honest, old-fashioned service. For a location near you, visit www.joneswelding.com. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a proud supporter of the good outdoors. It's that time of year. People everywhere will be scrambling to find somebody to take care of filing their taxes. Fast Tax and Bookkeeping at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q has a quick turnaround time and the knowledge to prepare your taxes properly, making sure you are getting what's due. With $25 1040 EZ filings, electronic refunds in a flash, military and college student discounts, and fast and friendly service, drop by and see Lisa Griffiths and the gang at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q, or give them a call at 229-253-0181 to schedule an appointment.
So you need a car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Midway Auto Emporium at 4189 Bemis Road, Valdosta, Georgia. Cameron and Melissa Tucker has been serving the Valdosta area for over 7 years now. They are a family-owned and operated local business with hometown values and still believe in handshake deals. With a great selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, with a Carfax report on every one of them, along with bank financing at all credit levels and interest rates as low as 1.85% with approved credit. 4189 Bemis Road, or visit their website at midwayautoemporium.com.
You're listening to The Good Outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun.
Hey, welcome back to the Good Outdoors. Hey, man, 2,200 pigs found dead in China River. in a river in China.
How the heck did that happen?
They saying that they must have been dumped in there. Yeah,
Somebody getting out of the farming business?
I don't know. They
guess.
got a lot of sweet and sour pork to eat this week, though.
They said the carcasses were probably dumped into the river, and total number was expected to increase. We have to act quickly to remove them all for fear of causing water pollution. Mm-hmm. So
that's a lot of pigs.
Yeah,
I would not. I wouldn't link that to restaurant. Now, if it was 2,200 cats, I'd be going.
Yeah, maybe so.
Let me tell you something. Go to China, you don't see no cats, and you don't see very many dogs. Trust me, I've been there for a solid week, and you just didn't see
The only
them.
dogs you see are cat catching dogs.
Well, the only dog I did see was on the leash, and he had a lot of food out there by him. I don't know if they were, taking real good care of him or fattening him up. I don't know which one they were doing, but something was going on there. I tell you what I did yesterday. Michelle's dad was in town, and his roommate, and we left yesterday morning going to Jacksonville, Florida, to the beach. Went down there. They're from Ohio, and they love to go out, go to the beach. So we went down there. What a beautiful day. Now, it's a great day to be on the beach. Water's still too cold to get into, of course, but got sunburnt really bad. But I saw a lot of people fishing and talked to several people fishing out there on the surf. They weren't really catching very much. And
that ain't got nothing to do with it, does it?
Well, they're catching whitings.
Yeah,
that's what they're fishing for. Yeah.
But also went out on the pier. Now, you want to talk about people fishing. I bet you there was 150 people on the pier.
One that
fishing.
didn't collapse from all the people.
Man, it was, it was stacked up with them. They were reeling them in. One guy had a shark about 2 foot long. He, little pencil-looking shark, but he,
A pencil shark.
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
New species.
He was long and narrow, but it was shark, and he had him cleaned up and ready to eat and taking pictures with him. But they were reeling in fish pretty much left and right. They were doing pretty good. And that's a good outdoor activity. Now, as we walked out on the pier and watching everything, looking at the pelicans and all the birds and all that, Mackenzie, trying to pet them, which really wasn't a good idea. They can get a little snappy at times, so I had to back her off that. But as we were going out, there were people coming off the pier, that had been fishing. Just as many was coming off, there was more coming on to take their place. Kids out there everywhere fishing.
First pretty day we've had in a long time. People trying to take advantage of it.
Older people, younger people, families. You can rent fishing poles down there on the pier. But it was just, the looks on these kids' eyes when they were reeling these fish in, and some of them just little small ones, 12, 15 inches.
It matters, pretty good fish.
Pretty good size, whiting, I guess. But
when you're fishing with the kids, the quality doesn't really matter; it's the quantity.
And there were several being caught, and did have one little argument go on down there too. There was a foreign lady there fishing. I don't know what nationality she was. She was Chinese or something.
She wasn't from around here.
No, she wasn't from South Georgia, and she was fishing, and there was this older gentleman down there. It looked like he was a very seasoned pro for fishing, and he went to raising Cain. Your lines are all the way down here, both of them. And he commenced to get, I don't know if he knew her or what, but he sure did talk kind of ugly to that woman. She went to reeling her rope. She argued, mine's out here in the front. And he said, no, they ain't.
Well,
she
needs to keep her dang lines in her slot over there.
Yeah, she doggone sure did.
You got the tide and the current and all that,
Now, look, lady, I don't know how they fish where you come from. We're not having that around here.
The guy was a little bit ticked off, but I think they got it all.
Man, I'll tell you.
Hey, we had a race yesterday, too. Yeah. I didn't get to watch or hear none of it being down there on the beach, and I heard old Matt Kenseth won.
That's how exciting it is now. People don't even know.
Only the third NASCAR driver to ever win on his birthday.
And I think it was his third start. Who's he with? Joe Gibbs now?
That's his third start with Gibbs Racing.
And he won.
Joe Gibbs Racing.
Money, man. You got the money behind you. You can put it in your car and you can win the race.
Yeah.
Poor boy ain't got a chance out there.
I don't have a chance. I couldn't do nothing with it. But a lot of people were, I heard a lot of reports this weekend about turkeys gobbling in the woods, guys.
It was all over Facebook.
I didn't have to hear no reports. I lived it. I know it.
Yeah, if you want to know what's going on in the woods nowadays, all you do is look at Facebook.
Yeah, you do.
You got any amount of friends or any networking going on, Facebook will tell you what's happening out there without you having to lift a finger. Mm-hmm. And the reports were strong. Everybody was hearing turkeys. Everybody.
That's good. Maybe they'll go ahead and get some of these hens bred and get off of them for the opening weekend. And they'll be less henned up, hopefully. I don't know where we went. That's not very likely to happen. As many doggone hens was there.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
You have to get close to
They're gonna be
the
busy.
close to the roost, catch him right there on fly down, and
That's what we
make
do.
that sweet noise just before he flies down. Hopefully, he catches that sound in his ear, and that's where he goes first.
That's
Daryl
what
was
we're
doing a
over.
little calling. He had one. It was just he had one hen that he finally just ticked her off so bad. She's like, you know what? I'm going somewhere else.
I tried to get her to come over there to us. I made her mad though, didn't I?
I think she made you jealous. She battling hens back and forth.
She did. I kept, I didn't educate them. I didn't want to call them in. I just wanted to see what I could do and get them to respond. And boy, would they talk now.
The one gobbler was coming on now.
And that's when I quit and just let them go. I didn't want to get too carried away and educate them and come up there because we wasn't dressed for the occasion. We were just out listening mainly. And the old bug just got the best of me. I had to practice.
I was good. I was in a big pile of bushes. People gonna see me.
Well, I think it actually opens this weekend in Alabama. I think the youth hunt was this past weekend.
Yeah, youth hunt was
and
this
then
past weekend.
the real season for everybody opens this Saturday, and then the following Saturday it's on like Donkey Kong here in Georgia.
I sat
Yes,
down
sir.
out there that Saturday morning and something bit the fire out of me on the back of my right leg.
Bit you
Yeah.
until fire shot out. Wow.
Yeah, I thought it was
Serious.
wait a minute, Vine, but I got something going on back there.
Might have been a spider.
A tarantula got you.
Could have been.
Better you than me.
A kamakasan
Thanks
bitch.
a lot, brother.
Well, I don't like spiders, dude.
But
I
better
don't know
me
if you've
than
heard
you.
that or not. Yeah, better you. I'd rather you get bit by something than me.
Okay.
Well, if it
Wouldn't
don't
you?
involve death or serious injury, I generally would like it to happen to somebody else. I'll be honest. That's just my kid.
Yeah.
If
wouldn't
it
sound
does,
right.
if it does involve death or serious injury, I'd surely rather it happen to somebody else than me.
See, that's where you and I are different. I'm not that selfish.
I am.
I am. I'm all about some me now.
Oh, I don't know.
There was something that touched me on Facebook. You hear these tragedies and things the other day, and I posted a comment on there, minute from my heart. Oh, I know it was. There was a tragedy in Tifton where a child got ran over by a minivan at the
Yeah.
daycare center. It cuts your guts out when you got kids. And they said it was I think, said the age of it. And, I had I don't know if it was Emmy's age or Charlie or who it was, but I thought, gosh, I can't believe that. So I wrote on there, and I mean it right now. I said, "Dear Lord, take any favor or blessing you got in store for me at any time in my future, take it from me and give it to that kid
That's right.
now." I mean it with all my heart.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of people like that, but golly, I cannot stand when a child gets hurt. It just kills me.
Terrible, man. Terrible tragedy. There's another big tragedy in Kentucky. A big fire in Ohio. There was a bad crash involving, I think, 8 teenagers. They were all piled in one car with no seatbelts on, from what I understand, and flipped and went into the water. And I think there was 2 survivors. So it's just tragic situations, man, and they're happening all over the place.
It can happen in a blink of an eye.
Yes, sir.
And then you're picking out headstones like the lady there in Mount Vernon, Indiana, or North Vernon, Indiana. She picks out the headstone for her husband, and the Catholic Church refuses to let her install it.
Really?
Yep, she spent $9,600 on a black granite headstone to mark the grave of her husband. The headstone is shaped like a couch and features images of a deer, a dog, and color logos of NASCAR and the Indianapolis Colts. And they won't let her put it in there.
What is their reason for not?
It don't meet the standards of the criteria of the cemetery.
Oh, good grief!
They have
People.
have regulations, and it don't meet the standards. So she's suing them so that she can put the headstone on there and honor her late husband who loved the good outdoors. So needless to say, we hope she wins.
You need to get that on the Good Outdoors and get her a little publicity up there, because that's just a shame.
We need to march. Let's march. Let's form a coalition and march. Let's drive tractors up in there.
Let's go get them.
Come on, let's do it, man.
Man, that's I don't know. People just need to lighten up. There's just no sense, in punishing somebody for wanting to honor their loved one. I don't understand people nowadays. I really don't.
The only bad thing is, I can say this right here. They told her ahead of time not to do it. They said, "Look, don't spend your money. Don't design this headstone because we're not going to allow it in there." And she spent the money anyway. Now, they're going to decide it in court. And I guess regulations are regulations. If they had it in place that you couldn't do it but a certain way, and they told her don't do it, she did it anyway, she's probably going to lose. But
Yeah.
it's a shame. I mean, I don't like the rule, but they say that they don't think a granite couch was an appropriate monument in their historic cemetery. And I can see that side of the coin. And I, once I read the article fully, like you always should do before you form your opinion based on the first sentence, like I did, you gotta have the rules. But she can always, she could have elected probably to bury him in another cemetery. But
yeah, well,
when I die, I really don't give a rip. So if y'all want to put me in a pine box, bury me out in the backyard, that'd be all right with me too.
Throw me in the river.
No matter to me.
Worms got to eat. And I'll be gone. I'll be up there in the happy hunting ground in the sky.
That's what I want
You
to
talk about some gobbler turkeys. I bet there's some serious stuff happened up there in heaven.
Y'all can burn me up, take my ashes down to Swanoochie Creek and dump them in there, and I'll be just as happy as I can be.
Shoot, yeah. I want to be in the good outdoors. That's
where I want to be.
I want to be somewhere outdoors where I can see what's going on. Prop me up against a tree.
Wow.
I want to watch some deer come by.
Yeah, I'd like to see somebody walk up on that.
I can't remember Jay's name, but over at Country Goes Hunting, Jay, he was an integral part through the past 10 years of Country Goes Hunting, and he got cancer, terminal cancer, and he passed away just after Country Goes Hunting. He was too sick to attend, but he passed away. They cremated him, had his ashes made into shotgun shells. And in his will, he left a shotgun shell to 4 or 5 certain key friends of his. Sam was one of them. But now, how cool is that to have your ashes?
That's going out with a bang, ain't it?
That's going out with a bang. But those shells won't never be shot, I guarantee you. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break and come back to the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. We'll be back in about 3 minutes. Hang in there.
How you do it, son?
Hey, Ronnie, you know how much people love Austin's Cattle Company?
How much do they love Austin's?
More than Charlie Daniels loves shredding a fiddle.
That's right. Everybody loves Austin's freshly hand-cut steaks. These award-winning steaks are cooked to perfection and served sizzling hot. Austin's Cattle Company was voted Best Steak, Best Hamburger, and Best Sports Bar in Valdosta by you. So when you get a hankering for a hot heaping helping of our delicious baby back ribs, shrimp, chicken, prime rib, seafood, or world-famous steaks, head on down to Exit 16 off I-75. Austin's. It's an addiction you never have to quit.
Austin, an addiction that you never have to quit.
Val Optics on Patterson Street in Valdosta, Georgia has been providing 1-hour service for 25 years. From eyeglass repair to eye exams conducted by one of 2 on-site optometrists, Val Optics is there for all of your eyesight concerns. There is no need for an appointment and most insurances are accepted. Val Optics also accepts outside prescriptions. So if you need eyeglass repair or an eye exam, stop by Val Optics at 601 North Patterson Street, Valdosta, Georgia. 25 years in business says it all. Service. It's a very simple word, but you'd think it's French. At Deep South Sanitation, our service will never be questioned. We are there when we say we'll be there. If there's a couple extra bags by the can, we pick it up. Deep South Sanitation don't care if the lid won't close. All the more reason to dump it. If you're elderly or disabled, the Deep South Sanitation team will get your can, dump it, and put it back. If trash blew out, we don't leave it, we pick it up. Keep the money you pay for sanitation services local by supporting Deep South Sanitation, a locally owned business. Call Carrie Scarborough today at Deep South Sanitation, 229-559-0200. There's only one place in Valdosta if you want the freshest seafood in town. It's Bubba Jack's Crab Shack at 1700 West Hill Avenue. They got wild Georgia shrimp cooked about any way you could want it. Fried, peel and eat, grilled, or buffalo style. They got a Wednesday night oyster special at $7.99 a dozen, and that ain't no mistake. $7.99 a dozen, Wednesday night only. Bring the kids with you, and if they don't eat seafood, get them some chicken tender baskets or hamburger or hot dog. And do not forget to try the fresh cut, hand-dipped onion rings at Bubba Jack's Crab Shack, 1700 West Hill Avenue, Valdosta.
Moss Trim Shop is Valdosta's oldest automotive upholstery shop. From automotive to marine upholstery to convertible and vinyl top, Moss Trim Shop can cover all your sewing needs. Locally owned and operated by Bobby Brantley, Moss Trim Shop become Valdosta's oldest and best in the upholstery business by being a dependable, service-oriented, and on time with your project. So if you have an automotive or marine upholstery need, stop by Moss Trim Shop at 733 East Hill Avenue or give them a call at 229-242-8544.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie.
Yeah, good morning. Welcome back to the Good Outdoors. Ronnie over there like, what? What was that all about? Man, I was, after we got through doing the commercials Saturday morning, I went to the fair, and I got home, and I had to leave the house again because they were out there putting mineral sites at the hunting club. I was kind of unsuspecting of this, and when he sent me a picture, I said, man, I'll be right there. So I had an excuse to get out of the house and get in Good Outdoors, so I spent the rest of the afternoon at the hunting club. And putting out some mineral sites, that's something I'm pretty interested in, and try to get more for deer, because I've never really done it, as far as mineral sites in the ground. And it ain't going to do nothing but help the deer.
Is that what they did, put them in the ground?
Yeah, put them in the ground, not mineral blocks. They just took, they bought it up there at T3 Outdoors, the stuff. And I had a box that I carried out there that we're going to try too. And that I'm going to try to get some more, get my hands on, and just start establishing mineral sites and see if the deer will take to it and like it. I believe they will. If they need, the thing about it, if they don't need it, if they have it in their everyday environment, you don't get real good results with a mineral site. But I think out there at our hunting club, we should get some good results. Sandy soil on the river and stuff like that.
Yeah,
we should probably get some good results.
You should try some mineral spirits.
Yeah,
that'd do it.
Yeah, you can get that at the hardware store.
That's always good on a food plot.
Yes, sir. Tiger Woods won his golf tournament. Went wire to wire, led from the gate, finished up 2 or 3 strokes ahead of Steve Stricker. So I think he's looking back on his winning ways. I think he's got his everything changed up and got past his little bit of bump in the road, and I think he's going to be hard to deal with this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's already got 2 wins. He's the first 2-time winner this year. And more importantly, out of all the tournaments they've had this year, which I think is probably getting close to 10, they've all been won by Americans. American domination in golf.
Nice.
Love to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, our phone lines are open, 229-253-0995. Give us a call and tell us what you did this weekend.
And like we said, Matt Kansas won the race on his 41st birthday. He's getting a little, a little long in the tooth. I didn't realize he was that old. But I don't know.
I just messed up. I got to
redo
something.
Ain't quite long as yours yet, but he's getting there.
No, ain't quite as long as yours neither.
That's true.
Yeah, yours are real long.
Real long. Now, this the minerals you're talking about, mineral sites. You're not talking about a bioplot, are you? Is it?
Bioplot, what you mean?
Well, bioplot, just you're going to actually plant over these mineral sites.
No. No, what they did was just the way we do the mineral sites, and what I've been involved with, a little bit I've been involved with them in the past, is they actually take a bag of minerals, it's salt, different minerals. This actually had salt, apple flavoring, or apple, stuff like that, and minerals that deer need, and you dig a small hole in the ground, you mix it in with the dirt. You got to get down to a clay base better. It's better to have a clay base. If not, it all leaches out.
Okay, it's basically like using a mineral block because you bury it anyway. Mm-hmm. I always did partially anyhow.
Right. And it just leaches out into the soil, and they come up there and lick it.
Okay.
Basically, and get to get the minerals from it.
Gotcha.
You have to replenish it every so often. But it's a real good thing. I'm going to touch a little bit more on it too.
Mineral blocks are an interesting thing. Studies, University of Georgia studies indicate that there's no scientific proof that a mineral block or a salt block has any beneficial qualities to wildlife. Mm-hmm. Now, there's nothing saying that it doesn't. Mm-hmm. And it's obviously an attractant. They will go use it. So, by deductive reason, you would think, well, since they're probably not going to eat it just for the taste of it. And since they tend to eat it more or lick it more or use it more in certain times of the year, you can common sense deduce that it's probably doing them some good. Mm-hmm. But it's interesting. Yeah, it's one of the few things that they cannot come up with any scientific data that it actually benefits them. Now, supplemental protein feed in a trough, totally different story. They could easily put scientific data to show that that's working in body mass and antler size. So. Okay. But the minerals is a tough one. Everybody knows that you got to have minerals. Calcium, is a mineral that helps grow bone and bone density, and of course antlers. But the data is just not there to support the scientific part of it. But millions of dollars worth of minerals are sold each year.
Yeah, millions of dollars are. And it says, the best time to do these is late winter through mid-spring. So, but better late than never, But, we're hitting it just right out there, and we're going to put cameras on these spots. I think they did 6. I think it was 6 spots, and they was kind of towards the core, the center of the club, to kind of draw the deer there. And we're going to see how they go. And, man, I've seen it up in Maryland when I was up there. These guys had one, or one that they went and showed me. And the deer were just absolutely tearing it up. It looked like hogs had been in there rooting, dude. I mean, it just, it was probably 8 inches deep hole that they kept digging and digging these minerals. And
the biggest one I've ever saw was in Columbus, or outside of Columbus in Harris County.
Mm-hmm.
Ron Jones's place up there. Trey and I went up there hunting, and Ron showed us a place where he said he started out by just pouring the mineral right on the ground, and that's totally clay up there, so that's the perfect conditions. But he put it out there, and now, no exaggeration, this studio is probably, I don't know, at least 10 by, 8 by 10, 10 by 12, something like that. That's how big that hole is, and it was about 3 feet deep.
Wow!
And it was just absolutely full of tracks down in the hole, leading up to the hole, and things like that. And I remember Ron saying that, certain times of the year that they're just absolutely tearing it up, and then sometimes it's just not even being used. So,
I guess it all depends on, and I'm not up to date on all that, but some of the plants and all, especially if you plant them, they contain these minerals, and if the deer is getting it naturally, they don't need that.
Well, you just touched on something right there. Trey and I sat through this class, this ag nutrients. Matter of fact, they'll be coming on board with us here very quickly. But they have a product that they're working on now that's what it does. It helps put these plants in a state to where they're maximizing their potential with phosphates and calciums and minerals and stuff in the plant, because science has linked the fact that the minerals and the nourishment that the deer get from the plant does have a direct effect on their body mass and their antler size. So even though some of those same components are found in a mineral lick or a mineral block, they can't show scientific evidence it's translating into the deer, but the deer is designed to digest a plant and utilize all that, and that's the whole basis behind their new product that they're marketing.
Yeah, calcium and phosphorus are the two most important things as far as antler growth, bone structure, and milk production.
Yep.
So,
and you also have magnesium, sulfur, potassium, several types of vitamins in them,
zinc, copper, selenium,
all kind of stuff. And
but the key, looks like the key ingredients in most all of them though, that you've got the most of are calcium and salt.
Yeah. Well, salt, all animals like salt, and all animals need just like us, we need a certain amount of salt in our diet. I was reading this one website, and it says since he started using minerals in his, and mineral sites and things like that, and not only in his food, but the food that he plants and his mineral sites, he's shown that his 1.5-year-old bucks that were these spikes and little basket rack 4 points now mainly are 8-point basket racks with a lot of potential. So it helps. I mean, it helps in tremendous ways. And down here in the South, it's really hard because most of your deer, have such a liberal limits and all that. Most of your deer only live to be 1.5 years, maybe 2.5. But you got to let them grow to get them horns on there. Mm-hmm. I just posted one on Facebook that come from our hunting club, and I already had a picture of this deer, and they didn't know
3
it.
or 4?
That's hard to say. I mean, I think he's probably 3.5, but it's hard to say because of the way we have the pictures on him.
Yeah, he won't open his mouth and let you look at his teeth or anything.
It's really hard to judge. I mean, we don't have any good broadside pictures of him to be able to judge him good. But I with those horns, I would say 3.5 because of the potential that we have out there. Now, I don't know. He could be 4.5. I just don't know. I can't age him good enough.
If I guessed, I'd say 3 or 4, somewhere in there.
I'm not good at it. I put him on the ground and take that jawbone out and let somebody tell me how old he is.
Know exactly how old he is.
He's not one that you would pass up at our hunting club. He's a legal shooter. The legal shooter most anywhere I go. But there's many ways you can make, a deer mineral site, and what they did out there, and I wish I'd have been a part of it. But I didn't have time to be there. They just dug a little hole in the ground, got down to clay, which they didn't have to go very far to get to the clay. Dumped the minerals in there, took a rake and just raked it all together, and then we'll go out there every 2 weeks or every month or ever how often we need to and replenish this site, and hopefully the deer will get to it. And at the same time, we're also going to start putting feeders out with corn mixed with different types of minerals and different types of flavors, attractants, or whatever you want to call it. And our food plots, we're going to try to start planting better food plots that can, that help the deer. And instead of planting just right there before deer season, it's going to be year round. We're not going to have
I'm a strong believer you need a spring and a fall crop.
We're not going to have a bunch of them, but we're going to have because it gets expensive.
Yeah,
it gets really expensive. But we're going to have enough, hopefully, to keep a lot of deer, and help the deer that we keep on our club. That's our big thing is we want to keep them there. We don't want them to have to go off somewhere else and get their food. We want to keep them on our spot and keep them in our core area. So we're going to see how it works out. I got high hopes for it.
If you can keep all the does there, you'll keep all the bucks there.
That's right.
And we've got the bedding area. Y'all seen it. We've got the bedding area now. It's thick. Our phone lines are open. If y'all got anything, anytime you've worked with a mineral site or anything like that, or food plots that work best for you guys, y'all give us a call, 229-253-0995, and tell us what you do, because I'm interested in what other people do out there, because I just hadn't done enough of it. I know what I want to do.
You learn things from other people.
Sure do. We got a call coming in. We'll take it real quick. Good morning, caller. You on the Good Outdoors?
Good morning. How y'all this morning?
Good.
Oh, doing good.
Hey, I was just listening to your comments about the mineral blocks and all. I've got a little small club down on Arabia Bay, and everything around us is dog hunting, and we've got about 800 acres. And when they fire up them dogs, we get loaded.
Oh, yeah, I guarantee you.
Yeah, and we've had good results. They T3's got them over there. They call it the Rock.
Oh, yeah.
That works pretty good. So down here where we're at in Clinton County, we don't have no, clay. It's all sand or either old black dirt. But we've had good results with that Rock. And like you say, you're talking about the food plots.
Yep.
We try to keep our food plots, like you say, spring and summer. But with the water conditions we have, not rain or too much rain, we've tried to figure out what we need to plant, what'll work better in our area. Y'all got any ideas on stuff like that? What would be? We plant a good bit of rape, and they like that. It's like a green, but they won't touch it till the frost hits it and it turns to sugar. They'll walk past the feeder to get to that stuff once it turns purple.
Yeah.
First thing you're going to have to do in the Flatwoods is get you a soil sample.
What else we could do to go with the climate we have? We'll have extra heat, or the time we need water, we don't have water.
Well, it's so hard here in South Georgia to get the water and get everything you need at the right time. You never know. It's like a crapshoot. Ronnie made a good point, though. First thing you need to do in Clinton County is get you a soil sample, if you haven't already, and see what nutrients you need. If you need alignment, I'm sure you probably do need alignment if you haven't.
Alignment.
And see what you need to do. And then, you're also, when you get that soil sample, you can talk to your county extension agent. They can help tell you what you need to plant and what will grow best in this type of soil when you add whatever nutrients it is. That'll help you some.
Yeah, we went to the Buckarama and talked with the guy up there, and we got some samples coming in that we're in the process, same thing y'all are. We're putting in new plots and fixing to start putting out our mineral blocks, and we got some samples of stuff he thinks is more tolerable for the area, with drought conditions or wet conditions. So we're kind of excited about that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what one particular what one particular food plot would work best down there. I mean, I have no idea. It's just like us. We've got to figure out what's the best for us.
That's right.
And we're going to see what the deer like best, and it's going to be a trial and error thing.
All right. Yeah. And talking about this pretty weekend, me and my wife went down to the Swanee River, caught us a half a bucket full of catfish, and come back to the house by 3 o'clock, and you talking about a pretty day.
Ooh, man. You don't get no better than that, does it?
Yeah, got more white legs burnt good, but boy, it was a pretty day.
Me too. I'm suffering this morning for mine. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for calling in.
Y'all have a great morning.
You too. Hey, we got to run off to a break this morning. Thanks for listening to The Good Outdoors, everybody.
With over 40,000 machines in the field, the pro's choice is Dixie Chopper. Be a pro. Buy a chopper. Built right here in America with one simple goal. Build a mower that cuts more grass and doesn't break when you use it. Be a pro. Buy a chopper. With Chopper's price, performance, and reliability guarantee, make the smart choice. Be a pro. Buy a chopper.
The grill might be in storage, but that's what campfires are for. And the backyard party is on hiatus, but that's because everyone is tailgating. Only the seasons change, tastes don't. And when you've got Bud Light Lime, you don't need summer to have a good time. It's the superior drinkability of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime flavor. Look for a Bud Light Lime and find your summer state of mind anytime. It's in the lime. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Lime flavored beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
We're running out of time. We're drawing the line. This is our battle cry.
Huntin' is Good TV is an action-packed hunting show with a mission to secure our hunting heritage. Join Steve Nichols, Trey Weatherington, and Neil Armati each week as they hunt across the U.S. and Canada with pro athletes, actors, wounded warriors, kids, and regular old Joes who know hunting is good. Huntin' is Good TV airs on Pursuit Channel and is available on Dish Network Channel 240 and DirecTV Channel 604. For more info, visit huntingisgoodtv.com and follow on Facebook at facebook.com/HIG TV show. You can also use your high-speed internet connection to watch online by logging on to filmon.com at the airtimes posted on our website. And remember, hunting is good.
This is our battle cry.
So Dawson, is Dad still ill about you calling him out on his shooting ability?
I don't think so, but I have seen him on the range a lot more lately.
Dad always says practice makes perfect.
That's what he says, but I don't think it works for adults.
Why do you say that?
Well, from the look of the scorecard, it's making it worse.
Dawson, bring me some more shotgun shells.
Okay, Dad.
If you need some practice, come by Southwind Clays and Quail on the Quitman Highway just past the river headed towards Quitman. With a top-notch clubhouse, a 5-stand, sporting clays range, as well as a rifle and pistol range, Southwind has what you need to succeed. World-class quail hunting is also available with some of the finest bird dogs around.
Dad sure shoots a lot.
Yeah, if he keeps this up, Mom's going to be mad.
Why is that?
Because he's spending all Mom's shopping money on shotgun shells.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie.
Yeah, welcome back to the Good Outdoors. We were just talking during the break about the carnival rides over there, and there was a bull riding one over there, mechanical bull.
You win $100.
No, man, you crazy?
You could win $100 though if you stayed on it for what was it, 8 or 10 seconds.
8 seconds, you win $100.
You didn't try it.
You have to sign a waiver before you even get on it. So,
that's the first sign that you don't want to do.
Well, he's in the business to make money. So I guarantee you, he ain't gonna pay out no $100. He's got the control.
You got to pay $10 to try, so you clear 90 if you hang on.
Mm-hmm.
You could ride it for $5 just to ride it. You know, he wouldn't hurt you too bad. But you get on it for 10. If you could stand it for 8 seconds, it give you $100. And we were out there we were out more than a couple of hours, but I never saw one single person on it. Now, having said that, I ain't scared. The reason I didn't get on it is because I had Charlie and Emmy.
You didn't want your children to see that.
No, I couldn't leave them. I mean, I couldn't get on it while they were there. But trust me, I will pay $10 to try to win $100 on a bull. I've done it before. Now, I was a lot younger when I done it.
I ain't gonna do it. He had the music blaring over there. It looked like it'd be fun. And back in my younger day, I'd have probably piled up there on him. But it had to be no, not now. I got more sense than that now.
Things break easier now.
No, there's
take a lot longer to heal up.
Eddie Buskey, our resident rodeo clown, he told me the secret to riding is mechanical bulls.
Yeah, hold on.
No, it's way more. It's way more than that. See, you got to employ 2 tactics. He said you have to squeeze with your legs and pull down on the reins, you know, or whatever you call the strap on the mechanical bull. But he said you got to just pull yourself down because it's just trying to sling you off, and people are just trying to hold on. And that's why they get chunked off. But he said if you pull yourself down and hold yourself down, you got a lot better chance.
It sounds like you've got it down to a science. So let's all meet over about 5 o'clock this afternoon, and I'll pay the money to get you on.
I am not scared to try it. I'm not scared to try it.
Ain't no way I'm going to. Hey, we got a lot of people chiming in on Facebook this morning. Jared Watson says, y'all should really do the show from Wendy's at exit 11 to open for breakfast at 7 a.m. every day.
That won't work. Unless they move their hours to 4 to 6, that ain't happening.
Oh man,
we could go over and record a segment though and play it.
That's
Guess
right.
we could do that.
That's right. Ashley Coombs chimed in. He's got turkeys running through his garden.
Well, Ashley, we'll be over there March the 23rd and see if we can't solve that problem.
So he went and hayhire Friday, and there was 2 hens in the ditch, and got close to them. They ran towards the woods across the edge of his garden. So hey, just tie them out over there, and we'll get the gobblers coming in, Ashley, and we'll come out here and take care of 1 or 2, wherever he's there.
Well, we can legally take care of 3 each, so
that's right. I think
plenty of shells.
I'm gonna get after them too, man.
Chad Everett kicked in there too.
Yeah, Chad did. What did he say?
Said he's going to Talquin this next weekend.
Yeah, that's right. He is going. He's going to weigh in and get on back as quick as he can because he's helping me and you.
He better
with a little project this weekend.
Little project.
Project.
We're not making product.
Yeah, well,
we need to make some product.
We need to make some product, but we're not going to make any product.
Hey, I'll give a little shout out to my buddy C.L. Harris. He's got a little shop there in Hayhire called Handpicked. He's moving locations, doing really well, and he's moving into the old, formerly known as the Sissy Shop building.
Really?
It's right on the corner at the red light in Hayhire, Georgia. There's only one red light there, so you can't miss it. Take the journey down Highway 41 to the beautiful town of Hayhire.
Mm-hmm.
That's the greatest city in the world, in my opinion, because it's the birthplace of Steve and Daryl Nichols. So
that's right.
Can't get any better than Hayhire.
And Demery Godwin chimed in this weekend or this morning too. Good morning, Demery.
Demery, I saw on a post he had went fishing right by himself, and there ain't nothing wrong with that, Demery.
Mm-mm.
You can't get anybody to go. Sometimes you don't want nobody to go. You just want to sit there by yourself and fish, and there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Sit there by yourself and have some fun.
As long as you don't answer yourself when you're talking, you'll be all right. Just don't argue with yourself. Yeah, don't argue with yourself.
You see a picture of all them bass John Darling caught this weekend?
Yeah, he sent me.
And I think some nice ones too.
Yeah, he sent me a picture on my cell phone too, and I forgot to put them on Good Outdoors. But he had one in the middle of that, buddy, that was nice.
Yeah, he invited you to go turkey hunting. He needs to invite me to go bass fishing.
I guess I'm just chopped liver. I can't get invited to go no dang where. Take me on a possum hunt, I guess.
Yeah,
coon man, where you at when I need you? I need to go coon
on
hunting.
a snipe hunt.
Yeah, that's right. I'll go coon hunt with coon man. Y'all can have it. Y'all can have your bass and your little turkeys or whatever it is y'all chasing.
Y'all remember when Bo Johnson called in for the Tenacity Guide service and he talked about the Mad Fin Shark Tournament? Well, we'll touch on that in just a minute. We got a call coming in. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors.
What's going on, fellas?
What's happening?
Oh, not much. Work.
That's always that's all you ever do is work. You got to have some fun in life, man.
But he works outdoors.
He's the James Brown of law enforcement. The hardest working man in law enforcement.
Hey, man, what's going on with you, Blake?
Not much.
Yeah, man.
Unable to listen to y'all in my car.
So you're streaming it on your smartphone? Is that what you're doing, or you got your computer rolling?
No, not right now.
In the famous words of Daryl, are you listening?
Yeah.
Are you listening right now?
No, I ain't able to listen right now.
See
but
there?
I want y'all call and tell y'all good morning.
He ain't able to listen right now.
Able to listen.
I had a mistake I made, is what they're talking about Friday
One of
morning.
two vicious ones that day.
two bad mistakes, Blake. A guy called in, and he won a T-shirt, and he called in, and I was trying to get his address, but I didn't want him to give his address over the phone. So I asked him, I said, are you listening to the show right now? And when I done that, I just hung my head because I knew these two yahoos on my left were fixing to attack me.
Of course, we didn't say anything.
My phone had moved. So it's kind of funny, man.
Yeah, and he texted me later on that day, Blake. He said, are you reading this?
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I said. Wow.
Yeah, he's not the sharpest tool in the shed by any means.
Nah, I'm not. Hey, man, we appreciate you calling in this morning and checking in with us.
All right.
Thanks,
Talk to you later on.
Talk to y'all later on.
All right, buddy.
Yeah, but we love our Daryl, but he is not a shining star by any means.
Somebody once told him the world was going to own him. He ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
Yeah. But anyway, Bo Johnson from Tenacity Guide Service, they fished him and Deidre fished the Mad Fin Shark Tournament again this year, which they won last year.
And guess what they did this year?
They won again.
2
years in a row.
Repeat.
And last year, Bo, we watched a video of it some, but he actually wound up in the water with a shark, got pulled in by a shark last year, and it was on the Outdoor Channel when they showed this, and showed it, had a helicopter above them filming it. And I haven't got the story yet. I'll get it this week, and I think they're going to call in this week, I hope. But he got in the water and the shark again somehow. I don't know what happened. But on the first day, he actually fell into the water or got pulled in again.
He's either brave or stupid, and after talking to him that down the radio, I think it's a combination of both.
He got
obviously doesn't learn from.
he's wild, man. He's a little crazy, but
he has no memory retention.
Right.
But it says a lot for them guys and what they do, and that's what they do for a living is fish, tarpon, shark.
What a tough life they live.
That's got to be a rough life.
But congrats going out to him.
Yeah, our buddy Tim Fletcher down at Port Canaveral got him a new boat. I saw on.
Did he? I hadn't seen that.
Yeah, he sent me a message, said he got a new boat, need to come on down, and I said, well, if you're waiting on me, you're backing up. But his registration, his transfer of all of his numbers and all won't take place till I think about the end of April, 1st of May. Yeah, May, somewhere around April, and we can go down there and hop on the boat.
April.
You know where April is. It's the month right next to Juvember.
Well, I mean, if Subway can say February, I guess I can say April.
You can.
Right.
You can have words, Steve.
My show. my part of my show, anyway.
Hey. Yeah, but Mad Pin Shark Tournament, man. Bo and Deidre Johnson from Tenacity Guide Service on this issue of congratulations to them. I'm going to try to get them to call in this week and tell us all about it again. And I know they had some fun. You could tell, man. You could just see it. And they sent me text when I told them congratulations and that they appreciated it. And they wanted to call in and share it with us this week. So.
Well, Deidre can call. I don't care if Bo calls or not.
Yeah, Bo knows that, too.
Bo knows.
Bo knows.
Bo knows.
There's some good people there. They have some fun.
Deidre actually can come co-host the show. She can take either one of y'all's spots. It'll be fine with me.
You could probably do it better.
Man, I love my wife.
You can tell. You can really tell. But no, they had some fun. We're going to get them on, let them share their stories with us again. We got to take a break here. We're back in just a few minutes. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Attention Outdoor Nation. Adel Outfitters, located at exit 39 on I-75 in Adel, Georgia, has over 18,000 square feet of outdoor unbelievability just waiting on you. Specializing in a wide range of outdoor supplies for everyone, including hunting, fishing, shooting, kayaking, camping, Little League, clothing, knives, boots, you name it, Adel Outfitters has it. They also have that personal one-on-one attention that you just might not be getting from some of the big boxes, and Adel Outfitters has a whole lot less overhead, so you'll be surprised at the deals. So come see us now at Adel Outfitters, exit 39, Adel, Georgia. Woo-wee! Sweet Tea's Smokehouse on South Hutchinson Avenue, Adel is the bomb. You ain't had good old South Georgia barbecue if you ain't been to Sweet Tea's Smokehouse. Ribs, chicken, pork, beef, good grief, this is some fine eating. And it ain't called Sweet Tea's for nothing. Ice cold sweet tea and good old barbecue plate with all the trimmings is what living in the South is all about. Head up Highway 41 north towards Adel. Swing into Sweet Tea's Smokehouse for lunch or dinner. Great southern barbecue like it's supposed to be. And don't forget some of that fine Brunswick stew. Woo-wee! Here we go again. Every time there's a food plot to be planted, Daryl's nowhere to be found. You see him, Ronnie?
He's probably in the truck eating a dang sandwich.
I'm sitting right here by this tree and they don't even see me.
Man, that Realtree AP was designed to blend hunters with their surroundings, not hide them when it's time to work.
I'm so hidden, the scooters can't even find me.
Okay, Daryl, come on. We got to get this stuff planted.
What's that? Hey, stop it.
Realtree. It's so real, a coyote might pee on it.
Serves you right, you slacker.
The grill might be in storage, but that's what campfires are for. And the backyard party is on hiatus, but that's because everyone is tailgating. Only the seasons change, tastes don't, and when you've got Bud Light Lime, you don't need summer to have a good time. It's the superior drinkability of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime flavor. Look for a Bud Light Lime and find your summer state of mind anytime. It's in the lime. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Lime flavored beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Brigman and Brigman Cabinets in Hayhira, Georgia specializes in custom-built cabinets. You can come in and sit down with our staff and start from scratch to develop the perfect cabinet layout. Or bring in your plans and start there. From design to installation, Brigman and Brigman can help you every step of the way. Estimates are always free, and your satisfaction is our goal. Whether it's a remodel, a spec house, or your custom-built dream home, give Brigman and Brigman Cabinets in Hayhira a call at 229-794-2108 to set up an appointment. Crystal River Seafood on St. Augustine Road in Valdosta is a fine seafood dining experience. Folks from miles around come in to enjoy the fine seafood and friendly atmosphere Crystal River has to offer. Their friendly staff makes your dining experience one to remember, as well as one to repeat. Fish like grouper, salmon, mahi, catfish are always great choices, along with shrimp, oysters, crab cakes, and crab legs. Hey, you not in the mood for seafood? Order a juicy ribeye steak. Crystal River Seafood is open for lunch and dinner. Crystal River Seafood, 958 St. Augustine Road, Valdosta, Georgia.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie.
Welcome back to the Good Outdoors, man. That kind of caught me off guard. I was really trying to print something.
Microphone 6 foot from you when you did it.
I yelled into it. Welcome back.
It's 5 o'clock.
Oh, man. Phone lines
it's
are
5 o'clock somewhere.
229-253-0995. Give us a call. Talk about your weekend. Talk about your food plots or anything you want to talk about, because that's what I want to talk about this morning. I want to know what works good for everybody else out there.
Yeah, just call in and talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Well, I know. We can talk about anything, but I wish somebody would call in and tell me what works on the food plot.
I'll tell you, there's a lot of science that's going into food plot and plot preparation now. And, excuse me, the biggest problem that we face in South Georgia is water.
Yep.
You can go out there and get a soil sample done. You get the pH right in your soil. You get it prepared to grow. And then you plant it, then you don't get the rain. Mm-hmm. Well, Ag Nutrient company out of Idaho has come out with a product that aids in root development, and it's a fertilizer. It's just like farmers having to spend a massive amounts of money and putting hundreds of pounds and tons of fertilizer per acre to get something to grow. Well, the reason that there's so many complex reasons that you do that. The fertilizer and the nutrients in the soil make up that soil's composition. We all know that, but it also makes up the density of it. If a soil, Daryl mentioned the word leaching earlier, the minerals leach out of the soil. That's what happens when you put, fertilizer on soil. It leaches out, and then it depletes the soil. That's why you have to keep doing it, keep applying it. But the biggest, one of the biggest things that fertilizer does, it creates these small cavities in the soil that hold moisture, and once that stuff leaches out, it makes the soil collapse within itself, caving in them cavities to where the water the soil's not storing any water, and it's like a powder almost. You don't want that. Well, Ag Nutrients has come out with a topical application that you spray on that you can literally only use 1 pound per acre. Now think about this. If anybody out there farms, you're probably about to run off the road saying, that guy don't know what the heck he's talking about. But trust me, it's coming. 1 pound per acre. You put that out. It costs way, way less money. Okay, you mix it up, you spray it on there, and that's what it does. It helps with the chelation in the soil, and it helps during drought conditions, helps the plant survive and be more hardy in dry conditions than it does than a normal 10-10-10 fertilizer application, for instance. And I didn't learn this until just a couple of weeks ago. Trey and I sat in on about a 2-hour class at the Holiday Inn, and it's Horse Creek Winery. They're going on the program. I think Buck Palk out there, the pecan orchard, they're doing it, and it increases the yield. But what they're doing now, the reason we're involved in it on the TV side, is they're going to market it to deer hunters and wildlife managers that plant food plots. And think about how hard, excuse me, it would for us to go out to the hunting club at Windy Woods and, disperse fertilizer on all those plots, a bag at the time. Yeah. It'd be murder. And but if we go out there, one little box, about a gallon or a pound of this mix, mix it up in our sprayer and spray it on there, it'd be a lot easier and a whole lot cheaper.
It would.
Once they get that formulation right and ready, we'll give you information on where to buy that at. But it's coming. It won't be available this year. It's brand new cutting edge technology. Man, they're actually trying to get it cleared through the agricultural department right now.
That'd be awesome just to be able to spray 1 pound per acre. I mean, that's just unreal.
Well, drip system irrigation is where it's really big. Blueberries, grapes, and things like that. Pecans. Instead of going out and having to spread so many tons of fertilizer, you stick it right in the water line and let the drip system irrigation deploy it. So, but the thing is, I don't know all the numbers, but I mean, you may have to have 100 bags of fertilizer and only 2 pounds of this component from ag nutrient. There's a huge difference.
Yeah, man. That's, you think about it. It's, we got 800 acres out there. We're probably going to have about, I don't know, total. We're going to have roughly about 6 acres of food plots, I would think.
Then you're going to need 6 pounds of this compound. And then regular 10-10-10, shoot, there's no telling how many. You'd have to have 400 or 500, 600 pounds of 10-10-10. You know, imagine lugging that around.
That'd be a lot.
A lot of slinging.
A lot of slinging.
Man.
But you got to have it. And that's where, you say, well, I plant my food plot, iron clay cowpeas every year. It comes up 2 inches and the deer mow it down. I never fertilize it. I don't do a soil sample. That's all well and good. And you can do that and it'll work. But you know what? You're shortchanging your deer herd because they're not getting the nutrients and the minerals in that plant that they would get if you fertilized it. So,
well, we need to get out there and do some soil samples too, and find out everything that we're lacking. And we'll try to do that one afternoon this week. Get out and get some soil samples and see what's going on. And
that's step one. Even with this product, Trey and I met Tim Feathers up there Friday, I believe it was, Friday afternoon to pull soil samples. We're doing a test plot at his dad's, and we're doing some up there at Trey's house and some on Tim's club. And quite possibly Windy Woods. I'm still trying to get him talked into doing that, but he's going to do a soil sample to see what the soil needs, because ag nutrients, they have 25 different mixtures and compounds of this product I'm talking about, and they'll specifically design a program that fits your needs to your food plot. So. Exciting, revolutionary, man.
Yes, man.
You heard it first right here on the Good Outdoors.
That's going to be amazing. If they actually get that accomplished, that's amazing to me. What it can do. It can be used on any type of crop.
Any crop, any soil works on anything. The tests that they've done are pretty broad. They'll do a test plot on soybeans, cotton. The yields are higher. And that's what you look for as a farmer. They've been out this product has been out for farmers. It started out in California, and they live in Idaho. They marketed it in California, and that's where it took hold about 7 or 8 years ago. Now it's just now drifting past the Mississippi River over on this side, and it's revolutionary. It's gonna really turn the market upside down. And but it works on any crop. Their test plots here have been on blueberries, grapes, pecans, and the yield. And there's a lot of scientific data I'm leaving out, but just the different stages of the pecan tree is phenomenal. The way it goes through the process, the number of leaves on the tree, it's more dense. It creates a tougher shell around the pecan during development, and the yield's been phenomenal. And it's not just it's not a small difference. It's not going to increase your crop by 3%. It's going to increase it by 8 or 10%. It's a huge amount, and if you like Buck Paulcare that's got God knows how many pecan trees, you increase his yield 8 or 10%, he's going to be a happy camper.
Oh, I guarantee it.
Man. So especially what those things are bringing nowadays.
Yeah, but it just from our practical standpoint, it's going to increase the health of our deer herd for pennies. You know,
you're right.
So where you'd shy away from fertilizing your crop because of having to lug all that 10 and 50-pound bags out there and slinging it like we talked about, it's going to encourage you to spend just a little bit of money, put it in a sprayer on the back of a four-wheeler or a tractor, and go out and spray your food plot. And you're going to see a different your deer body weight densities, your antler mass. You'll see a different if you doing year-round plots.
And I'm going to check that out. That's just really got my attention right there. I got to try some.
And that's ag nutrients.
Ag nutrients. Yep.
Yep. Chris Baker. Chris Baker works for ag nutrients.
It's Chris Baker who conducted this seminar that me and Trey went to. Sure is. And Tim Feathers, his associate, he's the one that's going to be coming in and cutting his ag nutrients commercial and supporting the Good Outdoors and getting the word out about his product.
Good deal. Can't ask for nothing better than that.
No, sir.
Is it ag nutrients? Redox.
Redox. That's it.
Yep. Check them out. Good things happening, man. Always good things happening. Somebody somewhere has got something going on all the time with the Good Outdoors.
No doubt about it.
we got them coming on board. You also went to Quitman. And,
I did.
And you talked to some people over there that's interested in advertising with the Good Outdoors, didn't you?
I did. Tammy's Antiques, right there on Scriven Street, and I guess basically downtown Quitman. She's got a antique and consignment shop, and I'm telling you, you need to go by there because it's if you or your wife or the family's into antiques, she has got 2 stories of it. She got an upstairs and a downstairs. And she's done real well there. She was able to rent the space beside her, and she does that Zumba fitness, which I don't think none of the 3 of us are going to be partaking into that. But she does that. She's got tanning beds for the ladies. But go by and see Tammy there. She does a great job. Also, while I was over there, I went by Friday. We were talking about old timey type, bait stores. Mm-hmm. And boy, something's gotten in my throat. But old-timey bait stores, and George's Bait and Tackle over there. Nancy George, been there 40 years.
40 years?
40 years. Told me some great stories while I was there. I bought a couple of hard-to-find lures from that I like to use in the past while I was there, but minnows, crickets, that smell, we talked about when you open the front door, you go in there, and, I mean, she has got a ton of lures in there. There's no telling how much inventory she's got. It's just freaky crazy. But she told me, she told me a story, and I won't get to the meat of it until after the break. We're coming up on a break, but she started out 40 years ago. Her and her husband both worked. She worked at Levi Strauss in Valdosta, drove from Quitman to Levi Strauss every day. And when her child entered the 1st grade, she quit, and they built a little shop out back and been there ever since. But she told me a good story about how they started out, her and her husband, with basically a self-serve, do-it-yourself
honor
system deal. And I'll get back. We're going to take a quick break on the Good Outdoors, and I'll come back and tell you that story. So be back in 3 minutes.
Service. It's a very simple word, but you'd think it's French. At Deep South Sanitation, our service will never be questioned. We are there when we say we'll be there. If there's a couple extra bags by the can, we pick it up. Deep South Sanitation don't care if the lid won't close. All the more reason to dump it. If you're elderly or disabled, the Deep South Sanitation team will get your can, dump it, and put it back. If trash blew out, we don't leave it, we pick it up. Keep the money you pay for sanitation services local by supporting Deep South Sanitation, a locally owned business. Call Carrie Scarborough today at Deep South Sanitation, 229-559-0200. It's that time of year. People everywhere will be scrambling to find somebody to take care of filing their taxes. Fast Tax and Bookkeeping at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q has a quick turnaround time and the knowledge to prepare your taxes properly, making sure you are getting what's due. With $25 1040 EZ filings, electronic refunds in a flash, military and college student discounts, and fast and friendly service, drop by and see Lisa Griffiths and the gang at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q, or give them a call at 229-253-0181 to schedule an appointment.
SWAT Graphics, located at 300 South Toombs Street, is the area's #1 graphic design service company. Specializing in graphic banners, stickers, signs, and design, SWAT Graphics can help from concept to completion. If you have a design idea for a company logo, SWAT Graphics can bring it to reality. Maybe you have a logo and just need it placed on a sign, sticker, or banner. Whatever the case, stop by SWAT Graphics at 300 South Toombs Street, Valdosta, or give them a call at 241-9185. SWAT Graphics, proud sponsor of the Good Outdoors.
Moss Trim Shop is Valdosta's oldest automotive upholstery shop. From automotive to marine upholstery to convertible and vinyl top, Moss Trim Shop can cover all your sewing needs. Locally owned and operated by Bobby Brantley, Moss Trim Shop become Valdosta's oldest and best in the upholstery business by being a dependable, service-oriented, and on-time with your project. So if you have an automotive or marine upholstery need, stop by Moss Trim Shop at 733 East Hill Avenue or give them a call at 229-242-8544.
There's only one place in Valdosta if you want the freshest seafood in town. It's Bubba Jack's Crab Shack at 1700 West Hill Avenue. They got wild Georgia shrimp cooked about any way you could want it. Fried, peel and eat, grilled, or buffalo style. They got a Wednesday night oyster special at $7.99 a dozen, and that ain't no mistake. $7.99 a dozen, Wednesday night only. Bring the kids with you, and if they don't eat seafood, get them some chicken tender baskets or hamburger or hot dog. And do not forget to try the fresh cut, hand-dipped onion rings at Bubba Jack's Crab Shack, 1700 West Hill Avenue, Valdosta.
Justamere Farm is a full boarding, training, and lessons facility conveniently located on Valdale Road in Hayhire. Justamere Farm offers a facility like no other in the area with many amenities to meet all your equine needs, whether it's riding, training, or boarding. If riding is your passion, Justamere has you covered with an indoor arena, a large lighted outdoor arena with an alleyway, a large jump course arena, a round pen for training, trails, and access to dirt roads. Private and shared lessons are available, so give Justamere Farms a call today at 229-460-2331.
You're listening to The Good Outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun.
Hey, welcome back to The Good Outdoors. Steve, you were telling a little story about the Quitman Bait and Tackle shop over there.
I did. George's Bait and Tackle. Nancy George, you need to go by there, give her some of your business. If you need some fishing supplies, she's daggum sure got it. But she was telling me that 40 years ago when they started, they had basically an honor system out there. They built a little cabinet there, and they had worms and things out there that you just come out there and you bought your box of worms and you stuck your money in the little drop box there, and everybody trusted everybody to do the right thing, and it worked fine. Well, lo and behold, as time went on, her husband got to going out there, and he'd see more worm cups gone than money was in the box. So they knew that somebody was getting the worms and not putting the money in the box. Wasn't stealing the money, but were taking too many worms. So Nancy and Mr. George called the chief of police there, and he said, well, I'll get over there and see if I can't, kind of watch over it and put a stakeout on it or what have you. And they sure enough, the very first time he went over and watched it, he saw the gentleman go up there and take the cups of worms and didn't put no money in the box. And lo and behold, it was the assistant chief of police.
Was it really?
It sure was. So anyway, that was a shocker. And anyway, that kind of broke up the honor system there, and they pretty much evolved into building them a little place out back, and then did so well that they built their own freestanding little block building there. And I tell you, it was a busy little place when I was in there Friday. Everybody was going in there getting them some crickets and stuff for the weekend, and she was stocked up too, man. There must have been a blue-gillion crickets in that thing, son, and they were smelling good.
There's a lot of places over around Quitman, pay ponds. I know used to be a lot of in that area, and probably still are.
Oh, yeah. Earl Sanders, a good friend of mine that I worked with back in, I guess it was around 89, up at, it was about 90, 91 maybe. We worked at Bosch Olds Buick GMC there, and been around forever. It's closed now, but we went fishing several places over there in Quitman, but he had caught 2 bass, one that was 16 pounds.
Good grief.
And one that was like 14 something in this pond, and he took me there, and he had caught those big bass on what they call a scum frog, which is a top water bait. And but anyway, we went in that pond and we tore the bass up. I can't remember how many we caught, but the size and the quality was phenomenal. And I've always wanted to go back there, but when I moved away, I lost touch with Earl. And Earl, if you're listening, man, give me a shout on Facebook. I'd sure like to go back to that pond, but I couldn't even tell you how to get there. He's very secretive about it. He never took me the same way or brought me back the same way twice, and a couple of times I had to go in there blindfolded. So Earl was very secretive about us. Yeah, he was very secretive about his pond, but we did a lot of fishing together. Had a lot of good times.
There's a lot of good ponds around, man. I went to one several years ago. Me and Scott Dodds, we fished one over in over outside of Osceola, and it was a private pond, but we had permission with the guy that we went with. And let me tell you, that was one of the best bass ponds for big bass that I've ever been in my life. There was one afternoon, me and Scott and Marshall was the other guy's name. We caught, I think, 20, 25 bass in one afternoon in about 3 hours. And the ones we kept, we didn't keep but about 5 or 6, but the ones we kept were all 4 pounds plus.
That's what I miss about Occidental. When they were biting down there, man. You can go down there and catch. It wasn't nothing to catch 20 4-pound, 5-pound bass in a day. And that'd give you a workout. So them fish down there could fight.
And it ain't nothing to go down there and not get a bite all day long.
Yeah, it was a short, strange place. And then sometimes you go down and you catch 100 that wouldn't be but about a pound and a half. Yeah. It was really depending on what pattern they were on. They were a good place to fish. But you're right. You could go there and spend all day and not get a bite.
Mm-hmm.
That's fishing.
That's fishing. Just same as hunting. It's all good. Everything's good. It's outdoors. I don't care if I get a bite or not. I'll still sit there on the bank, just casting away.
Oh yeah.
About time to get back out here. John Darling, I posted that picture that he sent me, and he's got 3 really nice bass. I think there's about 20 laid up on the table. 3 of them are really, really nice.
That one in the middle is very nice.
Whew, man. That's some good fish. I don't know where he caught them at, but I'm going to try to find out. I think I'm going to get with him this weekend one morning and go listen to some turkeys. How about that? See what they do in his hunting club down there in Eccles County and figure out exactly where I'm going to. I know pretty much where I'm going to be opening weekend. I know that already. My new best friend, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm throwing y'all to the curb. Matt Brooks, my new best friend. If he needs anything, just let me know. I'll take off work, go get him a Pepsi if he needs it, all the way from Valdosta to Lake Park. Because he's got it going on in his club. I've never been nowhere like that in my life. It was crazy.
Anytime you hear the words 2,500 acres and nobody turkey hunts, that's probably a pretty good place.
Yeah. Man, it's loaded up. There's a lot of man, I mean a lot of turkeys. We were in the. It was funny because we listened to them gobbling on the roost. We was working our way closer, trying to figure out where they're at exactly. And I'll go back again this weekend and figure out some more. But all of a sudden, we coming up on this big slough, and we kind of up on a hill there, and a big pond gronk or whatever it was in the trees up there took off, man. And when he took off,
I've never heard that before. By the way,
when he took off, that was Daddy used to call him. When he took off, the woods come alive, son, with turkeys. They went to fussing. Now,
when I first saw it, I thought it was a turkey.
Yeah. But they went to cackling. They went to raising Cain, son. I mean, they was just, I just couldn't believe it.
Evidently, they don't like gronks.
It startled them, I guess.
I don't like to hang out with a gronk either, do you?
No.
Ain't nothing like hanging out with a bunch of gronks.
He caught them fish at Lake Seminole. He caught the fish. John them caught the fish at Lake Seminole.
Cool.
Anybody can go there.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm going to go. He goes there quite often. He went a few weeks ago, and I think it was out the banks. All that rain we had.
I used to like to go to Lake Miccosukee.
Yeah. Hey, we got a call coming in. Let's see who it is. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors.
Good morning. I got 2 things I want to tell you about.
All right, tell us.
I went fishing Saturday. By myself, my 10-year-old grandson Norman goes with me. I said, I like somebody to go with me because I'm getting kind of old falling in that pond.
Yeah.
Ain't about 20 foot deep, but I tall enough I could walk out, I reckon. But anyway, y'all talked about 52 nice brim. Had them Sunday for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this other thing is, it's probably true, too, but at one time or another, this fella, kind of a joke, I'm telling you, I reckon it is a joke. This fella found himself in the wrong man's bedroom.
Uh-oh.
Next time they heard the door slam. He said, uh-oh, that's my husband coming home. What you gonna do? He said, oh, Lord, I don't know. What am I gonna do? He grabbed his clothes up and his shoes, and he opened up the window, and he sailed out the window. And the bushes out there, in the flower bushes, he straddled a rattlesnake. The rattlesnake went going, and he caught him around the neck and said, you better hush, fool, you're going to get a foe kill.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
That's pretty funny. Hey.
All right, buddy. Y'all have a good day.
Appreciate that.
All right.
Yeah, shut that rattlesnake up, then he going to get us both killed.
Oh.
Oh, man.
That's what's called being in a bind.
50-something brim right by itself. That's pretty fun day. And then carry them home and eat them the next.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, sir, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Mackenzie has got the fishing bug, so I told Michelle, was talking yesterday, I'm going to have to take her up to Steve's house, I reckon, get her on the back porch there and let her catch her fish.
She can do it.
Catch her one of them little old brims with her new little pole I got.
One of them brimses.
Breams.
Got her that new little Barbie.
Oh, yeah.
Barbie
That's kind of like right there now.
I love the story behind you buying that.
Yeah, that was funny. I threw it up on the counter. I said, guy standing there, I said, will this be good for saltwater fishing? I've been invited to go saltwater fishing this weekend. And he looked at me like I was crazy. I said, no, really, come on. Come on now, help me out. What, I need something better? That was a good joke. he thought I was serious.
No, y'all probably were crazy.
Y'all probably thought I was serious, too.
Oh, you can catch them with it.
Mm-hmm.
For a little while.
Mm-hmm. You can catch 1 or 2.
We were down there yesterday, and this is funny. On the pier yesterday, Michelle said, see all these people fishing? We should have brought Mackenzie's fishing pole. I just looked at her like, yeah, we should have.
Yeah, we should have.
It ain't enough line on it to reach down to the water. We should have brought it. Love you, Michelle. I don't know. You know, I've been doing a little research over here on some food plots and things in the South that work good. And of course, you got your corn. That's high in protein for deer, excellent for them. Soybeans, that's good for them. Peanuts. But they also said lab. Now, I've never tried to grow any of this, but I think it's pretty hard to grow. Steve, didn't you and Daddy try some one time over in Worth County, I think?
We did, and it grew. I don't know what the deal was. I couldn't ever tell that the deer really liked it that much over there.
Mm-hmm. Late
in the season, and it was a particularly warm winter, too, now. And with lab, just like the gentleman earlier talking about I think he was talking about rape or something that they were planting, but it's good to get a frost on it, and it crystallizes the sugar content in there, and they eat it better. But I don't think it ever even came a decent frost during the deer season. So if they came to the lab, it was after the season. But now I will say this: when we planted it, and it first came up, we pulled in there one day and we watched him from about 300 yards away for probably 10 minutes feed in there about 140 class buck, the biggest buck we saw in that place. He was in full velvet, but he was in that plot eating for quite some time. But I can't, I'm not going to say anything bad about the lab, but we didn't. I can't honestly say that it was really utilized in that particular place.
Yeah. Well, you got clover, chicory, different things, winter wheat and alfalfa. That's a good one. And greens. A lot of people plant mustard and turnip greens.
Turnip
well, that same thing. When that frost hits them, deer will tear them things up. They'll eat. Now, up in the UP, big difference in what they eat up there. They'll eat turnips. The big old turnips, they'll get big as your head. And them deer will dig them up and eat them. I'm talking about like it's crack. You know what I mean? I mean, they love it. They absolutely love it.
Well, that's what Ron and them, they plant a lot of that over in Alabama. And the deer actually get out there and dig them up, kick them up. Once you get a good frost, man, they'll kick them up and eat them.
You'll hit a 7-Eleven store over here that they sell corn for deer. Well, up there you got sugar beets, carrots, apples, and them deer up there eat that stuff. There ain't nothing else to eat.
Hey, we got to take another break here. Be right back in a few minutes on the Good Outdoors. Thanks for listening, everybody.
With over 40,000 machines in the field, the pro's choice is Dixie Chopper. Be a pro, buy a chopper. Built right here in America with one simple goal. Build a mower that cuts more grass and doesn't break when you use it. Be a pro, buy a chopper. With Chopper's price, performance, and reliability guarantee, make the smart choice. Be a pro, buy a chopper.
Austin's Cattle Company's menu is so big and delicious. In order to fit everything in, we had to write a song about it. So take it away, boys.
'Cause we got hand-cut steaks and taters, too big food tastes better than your grandmother's pound cake. Hallelujah, didn't reach the sky, just load it up and pile it. Now we got prime rib, seafood, salad, and baby back food so good it'll make your lips smack. Austin's Cattle Company's where you gotta go when your stomach gives you an attack. Come on in and settle down, and you'll be chilled like the king of town. Order up your favorite meal and turn that sad pound upside down. I guarantee you'll slap your knee when you eat it. Austin's Cattle Company.
Just head on down Austin's.
Woo, that's good.
So there you have it, folks. Next time you get a craving for something tasty, stop on by Austin's at exit 16 off I-75. There's something on the menu for everyone, and they serve big portions so you'll never leave hungry. From seafood and prime rib to the freshest hand-cut steaks, chicken, and ribs you can find. Austin's Cattle Company is truly an addiction you never have to quit.
White Brothers Auto Supply is South Georgia's auto parts headquarters, located at 1106 West Hill Avenue in Valdosta, Georgia. White Brothers can cover the smallest auto part need right up to a replacement engine or transmission. Serving Valdosta with an enormous auto parts inventory, you can rest assured that White Brothers has what you need, no matter if you're a do-it-yourselfer or an automotive professional. White Brothers has the right part at the right price. Stop by 1106 West Hill Avenue in Valdosta or call 229-244-8773 for all your auto part needs.
Attention Outdoor Nation. Adel Outfitters, located at exit 39 on I-75 in Adel, Georgia, has over 18,000 square feet of outdoor unbelievability just waiting on you. Specializing in a wide range of outdoor supplies for everyone, including hunting, fishing, shooting, kayaking, camping, Little League, clothing, knives, boots, you name it, Adel Outfitters has it. They also have that personal one-on-one attention that you just might not be getting from some of the big boxes, and Adel Outfitters has a whole lot less overhead, so you'll be surprised at the deals. So come see us now at Adel Outfitters, exit 39, Adel, Georgia.
Woo-wee!
Sweet Tea Smokehouse on South Hutchinson Avenue, Adel is the bomb. You ain't had good old South Georgia barbecue if you ain't been to Sweet Tea Smokehouse. Ribs, chicken, pork, beef, good grief, this is some fine eating. And it ain't called Sweet Teas for nothing. Ice cold sweet tea and good old barbecue plate with all the trimmings is what living in the South is all about. Head up Highway 41 north towards Adel. Swing into Sweet Tea Smokehouse for lunch or dinner. Great southern barbecue like it's supposed to be. And don't forget some of that fine Brunswick stew. Woo-wee!
You're listening to The Good Outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun.
Woo! Welcome back to The Good Outdoors.
And thank you, Jim Morgan, Captain Obvious.
Ain't nobody going to accuse us of being technologically savvy in here. Ronnie's got a dial on his mic over, and he was complaining about it. And Jim said that he could dial it one way and put more bass or less bass in his microphone, and he's trying to see which way you're supposed to turn it. He said, "Well, there's an M on one end," and I let him know that the M on that end stands for maximum, and the M on the other end stands for minimum.
But there's only one M. It's not an M&M's, it's M.
So Jim told him which way to turn it.
Yeah, he said, just turn it till it sounds good or sounds like crap. You know which way to go.
So anyway,
thank you, Jim.
Oh, man.
He's always here to help.
Alfalfa. That's another good, it helps increase body weight and antler size of deer.
And alfalfa is not thought of around here like it is up in the Canadian border and the extreme north where they, Milk River, Montana, they hunt over alfalfa fields.
Yes, they do.
Well, the reason alfalfa should be looked at here is the alfalfa roots can go as far as 6 to 7 feet deep in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what? The further down in the ground, the longer they're going to be able to sustain themselves because of moisture.
Yep.
It don't never get that dry around here to where they don't have water at 7 feet. So if you could get it, the problem is it grows really slow, and getting that root system established is somewhat of a problem. But if you had it under irrigation, it would be a very good crop to consider to grow and attract deer, because they absolutely love it. If you don't think so, watch some of Bill Jordan's old Realtree Monster Buck videos of the Milk River in Montana.
Mm-hmm.
They love it, and it's full of protein and good stuff. I mean, they feed it to horses and cattle and things like that, so it's good feed.
It's good at resisting disease and was bred to withstand heavy treading and trampling by deer and other animals. And you can plant it in the spring or fall.
Yep.
But I'm sure it's like most of your other seeds, it's pretty expensive, and if you don't catch, the water right, you're gonna be hurt again.
Yep.
You got to get it established, like Steve said. But there's so many out there to try. You got to get with some of them. I think it's time for the Rusty Nut weather report. What do y'all think?
Sounds good to me. Lay it on us, Rusty.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Rusty Nut weather report. Here we go.
Weather brought to you by Powerhouse Outdoor Equipment. Got equipment on my mind today.
Outdoor equipment, not indoor equipment. Outdoor equipment.
Because this is the Good Outdoors. Currently 55 degrees today. Partly cloudy skies this morning will become overcast during the afternoon. Slight chance of rain, showers. High 76 degrees. Wind south-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms this evening will give way to steadier rain overnight. A rumble of thunder, all possible.
A rumble.
Low 56 degrees. Wind south-southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of rain 80%. Rainfall may reach 1 inch. Tomorrow, a shower or two possible early. Partly cloudy skies in the afternoon. High around 70 degrees. Winds northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of rain 40%.
LIB.
It's going to rain.
More rain.
Yeah, it's coming.
More rain. We could use it. We could still use more.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the river. Yeah. River's going down.
Yep.
Slowly.
Just in time to bring it right back up.
Just in time to bring it back up.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. It was going down rapidly to begin with, and now it's kind of hit a point to where its descent is slowing down a little bit. Yeah.
And going to cool off a little in the week and then warm back up this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the pressure's
supposed
right.
to get up in the 80s this week, isn't it?
Yeah, towards the weekend.
60s.
Yeah, towards the weekend. It's supposed to get hot almost. Get that pressure up, make them gobblers go to gobbling, make them hens be ready to breed, and knock some of them out before opening weekend. So they're not henned up so bad is what I'm hoping.
I think the weather's gonna help with that. There's no doubt about it.
For our little venture we've got Saturday, it's going to be great weather.
man.
It'll be 77 degrees that Saturday with 0% chance of rain.
Nice.
0%. That means
that's what it says right now, and I'll bet you money that will probably change by then.
It's going to flood that day.
Hey,
talking about food plots and all, there's you got to consider annual and perennial plants. There's a big difference between annual and perennials. Annuals complete their life cycle within 1 year. They don't come back. You plant it comes out, it does its thing, and it dies. But a perennial comes back year after year. Your clovers, your alfalfas, and things like that are considered perennials. Those are the ones you put in your what I call anchor plots in your deer woods. You put them in there to where the deer will know that they're there year in and year out, and then you plant your annuals as more of an attractant. That's your iron clay cowpeas and things like that, and corn and peanuts are all annuals. Soybeans, that's right. But I'll tell you what, I haven't seen too many places that a deer won't eat a soybean or an iron clay cowpea. They'll get up about an inch, 2 inch, and and it's weird. And a lot of times when I've planted them, if I planted them in a new place that the deer hadn't seen them, they'll get up, about a foot high. And I've even seen them start making beans before the deer even touch them on iron clay cowpea. And then they'll come in seemingly overnight and wipe them out. And then from then on, when you replant, they'll get about an inch or two high, and they're gone.
And a lot of people say, I ask them throughout the years, I say, what are you going to plant? You going to plant some iron clay peas? Well, no, I'm not planting them. Well, why? Well, when they come up about an inch, the deer eat them.
Yeah, what else you want?
Why are you planting?
Yeah, what else you want?
You want to pick the peas? I mean, what do you want?
Really? But, you're putting them out there to attract the deer. I said, so plant it in stages.
Yep.
Plant it, don't plant your entire food plot. Plant some this week, wait 2 weeks, plant another little bit, wait 2 weeks, plant another little bit. So
you can stagger it. Yeah, a lot of us got.
Really, why are you planting it?
I wonder how many times ever you're going to do that.
If you don't want the deer to eat it,
times as it takes.
If you don't want the deer to eat it, why in the world are you planting it? Really? Yeah. I understand what they're saying because, they come in and they wipe the whole thing out. If you plant like some wheat or something like that, it's a lot more seed in the ground and tends to grow more. They don't.
It's harder for them to eat. It's harder for them to eat too. A pea or a pea leaf or a soybean leaf is like a buffet. They can come in and wipe it out pretty easily. But
nice and tender.
The size of your food plot helps too. The bigger it is, longer the deer is going to take to eat. The deer density. If you've got 20 deer per square mile, they're going to eat it faster than if you have 10 deer. According to my calculations, they would eat it twice as fast in that scenario.
Mathematical genius.
Yeah, but that's a challenge too. Having a place to make a big enough food plot, but that's never stopped me. I get out there and I plant it. We've even went through creek bottoms just broadcasting rye without preparing the soil, and it come up.
Yep.
And deer feed, and graze on it, but it's sure nice if you've got the equipment to. Get in there and waller you out a good spot and plant it, and like Daryl's doing down there at his place. It's exciting, man.
It is, and you got to put a lot of work into it. You can't. You can throw food plots in 2 weeks before the season starts every year, and deer get used to it and accustomed to it. But if you put it in year round, it's even better. But you've got to be dedicated to taking care of some of this stuff like clovers year round. You can't just plant it and walk away from it. You got, it's just like growing a garden. You've got to take care of it year round. If you put an annual or, year round planting in, you got to take care of it all the time. You got to keep it sprayed. You got to keep it fertilized.
Mowed. You got to mow clover.
You got to mow clover. You're exactly right. So, and that's what I want to get into and excited about getting into it this year is start some year round food plots and keep them maintained.
Yep.
What I'm like. And get them deers in there and get them used to it and go in there and take the picture.
Well, another thing you can do, or the benefit of it is it keeps you in the woods, a lot longer. You keep interested in the outdoors and the whole hunting rigmarole there, going and planting and checking your food plots.
You get your kids interested in it.
That's right.
You can take them out there and let them help.
I'll give you a word of caution. This has happened to me many times. If you get a feeder established and the deer are tearing it up, okay, and you have it there for a long period of time, well, every animal in the woods will visit that feeder. You'll have your raccoons, your squirrels, your birds, and everything. But there's one thing that can make you have a bad day at a feeder. That's a rattlesnake.
Mm-hmm.
Rattlesnakes will come in there because rats will come in there eating that corn and mice and things like that. And I've been in my stand over in Nashville, Georgia, on 3 separate occasions, and watched a rattlesnake come to that feeder. And it was a timer feeder that Clint had put out. And when the feeder would go off, you would see that snake. And it was a good one, about a 4-foot timber rattler.
Mm-hmm.
He'd come out of this same clump of bushes, and he'd come up there, and he was after them rats is what he was doing. Clint finally killed him, actually.
Yep,
it was during bow season.
That.
And he shot him with his bow. But them snakes ain't stupid. That's just like hanging around a grain bin that the rats are after, you know,
sir.
or a dumpster or whatever. They are opportunistic, and they learn. So be careful when you're walking up to your feeders and checking them, and make sure you don't step on those snakes.
You know what? We need to make that the T3 tip of the day.
That is
when you're checking your feeders and you're pouring more in there. T3 tip of the day is always wear your snake boots and be aware of your surroundings, because rattlesnakes will get right there with them every time.
Yep, T3 on perimeter roads got a good selection of snake boots, so go buy you a pair there. Mitch and the guys will help you right out.
Yes, sir, they will. Yes, sir, man. I tell you, there's lots of food plots out there you can plant. You go on the internet and figure out what is the best thing for your area, what you need to do to take care of it, and everything. I mean, it's just, I'm trying to zoom in.
But we've all agreed that the first thing that you really need to do to optimize your food plant is get a soil sample.
Oh yeah, you got to get a soil sample. That's gonna, don't matter what you plant, if it's not growing in the right soil, it ain't gonna do nothing. It ain't gonna do what you need it to do.
It may come up and it may grow, but
an iron clay galpy, the reason they call it iron clay is because they feel like it'll grow anywhere, and it will. Even in the most sandy conditions, if you got a little moisture, it'll come up. But that plant, if you were to analyze the makeup of that plant leaf compared to one that's done in well-prepared soil that you got a soil sample, got the pH right, and things like that, you'd be amazed at the difference between. They may look the same, but, man, they are very, very much two different things. And if you're interested in maximizing the potential of your deer herd, that's why you want to do it. If you don't care about that, and you're one of those people that you may not have the lease from one year to the next, you just don't care, and you just want to track deer, then throw the seed out there. It'll come up, and you'll shoot a deer. But if you want to grow deer, you need to get a soil sample.
Yep, get the pH right in the soil. So. Yep. Hey, we got to take another break. We'll be right back in just a few minutes, guys. Thanks for listening.
So, Dawson, is Dad still ill about you calling him out on his shooting ability?
I don't think so, but I have seen him on the range a lot more lately.
Dad always says practice makes perfect.
That's what he says, but I don't think it works for adults.
Why do you say that?
Well, from the look of the scorecard, it's making it worse.
Dawson, bring me some more shotgun shells.
Okay, Dad.
If you need some practice, come by Southwind Clays and Quail on the Quitman Highway just past the river headed towards Quitman. With a top-notch clubhouse, a 5-stand, sporting clays range, as well as a rifle and pistol range, Southwind has what you need to succeed. World-class quail hunting is also available with some of the finest bird dogs around.
Dad sure shoots a lot.
Yeah, if he keeps this up, Mom's gonna be mad.
Why is that?
Because he's spending all Mom's shopping money on shotgun shells.
The grill might be in storage, but that's what campfires are for. And the backyard party is on hiatus, but that's because everyone is tailgating. Only the seasons change, tastes don't. And when you've got Bud Light Lime, you don't need summer to have a good time. It's the superior drinkability of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime flavor. Look for a Bud Light Lime and find your summer state of mind anytime. It's in the lime. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Lime flavored beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has been serving South Georgia and North Florida for over 3 decades. With 9 locations in the South, Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a full-line distributor for all welding and industrial supplies. The Jones mission is to provide quality products at a competitive price in order to supply the best service available. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has built a reputation for good, honest, old-fashioned service. For a location near you, visit www.joneswelding.com. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a proud supporter of the Good Outdoors. Val Optics on Patterson Street in Valdosta, Georgia has been providing 1-hour service for 25 years. From eyeglass repair to eye exams conducted by one of 2 on-site optometrists, Val Optics is there for all of your eyesight concerns. There is no need for an appointment, and most insurances are accepted. Val Optics also accepts outside prescriptions. So if you need eyeglass repair or an eye exam, stop by Val Optics at 601 North Patterson Street, Valdosta, Georgia. 25 years in business says it all.
So you need a car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Midway Auto Emporium at 4189 Bemis Road, Valdosta, Georgia. Cameron and Melissa Tucker has been serving the Valdosta area for over 7 years now. They are a family-owned and operated local business with hometown values and still believe in handshake deals. With a great selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, with a Carfax report on every one of them, along with bank financing at all credit levels and interest rates as low as 1.85% with approved credit. 4189 Bemis Road, or visit their website at midwayautoemporium.com.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie.
Welcome back to the Good Outdoors. This segment is brought to you by Southwind Sporting Clays and Quail, man.
Where they at, Daryl?
Highway 84, going towards Quitman.
Just past the river on the right.
Quitman's on your mind today, too.
It is.
Quitman. John, he does a great job out there, great quail hunting. We should get Will in here this week. I think quail hunting's over with. He should come in and talk about his dog training. He's going to give me a holler this week, I think. So, John, if you're listening, make him get up and get out there and give me a call. Give him my number. And I want to get him in here and talk about the dogs, man, that he raises, because he does an excellent job, as y'all well know.
Yeah, he does.
Man, I'll tell you what, Grand Valley State finally came to their senses and reached a settlement for $40,000 with a student who sued for the right to have a guinea pig on campus for emotional support.
Really?
Yeah. Kendra Velson sued last year, saying the school was violating federal housing rules. She says the guinea pig helped her cope with physical and emotional challenges. She had been allowed to keep the animal, but was concerned with possible restrictions.
That is what's wrong with today's society. You can sue for anything you want to.
Well, what's wrong with today's society is not enough people have guinea pigs to help them cope with stress. I mean, there's many ways to look at this.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Hey,
That's our Stevie with an open mind.
I want to give a shout out this morning to Tony Porter. I've talked about Tony several times. He's a great supporter of ours. Listens when he can. He's the one that brought us the big square.
Oh yeah.
But Tony was him and his wife and little boy were in a wreck Friday night here in Valdosta. They were actually going to the carnival over there and got in a wreck, and luckily they're okay. They carried the boy to the hospital and got him checked out, but they're all just sore. So, Tony, I want to give you a shout out, man. Thanks for listening this morning. You let us know you were there, and I called him Saturday on the way up here to check on him.
Glad everybody's okay.
Yep, glad everybody's okay. Head-on collision wasn't bad. I think it was it kind of like pulling into a parking lot head-on collision, so it wasn't going down the highway at 55 miles an hour.
Right.
But still, it's not.
Not that there's a good time to have one, but that was a better time to have one.
That's right. We're thinking about you, Tony. Appreciate it. Bunch of people chiming in. Melissa Swain, man, she chimed in. Good morning, Melissa. What's going on? I love that picture you put up there, Ronnie.
Which one?
The
Robert
McKeon.
Yeah, that's a nice red.
Man,
shame he had to throw him back.
Yeah, that's why I don't go red fishing right there.
Slot limit. Got to throw him. That's a big fish, so I'd love to caught him. I wonder how much he weighed. What do you think?
I'm thinking about that much.
But the picture weighs 6 pounds.
He's a good 14-pounder, I imagine.
Good job, Robert.
A deadly algae bloom is causing a record number of manatee deaths in Florida.
Really?
Yeah. A red tide bloom has been killing 10 or more manatees a day. And the deadly algae bloom shows no sign of letting up anytime soon. And it's probably
killing the manatees?
Manatees, which are protected anyway.
Yeah, have y'all ever seen them manatees?
Yes.
You ever seen them down there?
I used to date a girl that looked like a manatee. It's probably going to be one of the worst die-offs in history. So,
man,
not good.
We down there on the St. Johns River, I fished with Jason Taylor and them several times. We've seen the manatees, come swimming by.
I've swam with the manatees down in Florida. They're pretty intimidating animal when you're in the water. They're huge, but they're just
water cows.
Yeah, but they're very docile, very slow moving. A lot like Ronnie.
Yeah. Hey.
Just look better. Just cuter.
Just cuter.
Oh man. Yeah.
Now dolphins is we call them dolphins. I think they're actually called porpoises, but now those are the ones that confuse me. People actually pay money to swim with them things, And I'll admit they seem pretty friendly and all on TV and all, but have you seen the teeth in them things' head?
They got some, ain't they?
If one of them just has a bad day, you're going to have a bad day.
Got a mouthful of teeth
No,
like a
I am
piranha.
not going to put my child in the tank with a dolphin. He's not going to swim with the dolphins. No.
I think a dolphin and a porpoise are two totally different.
I have no idea.
They both got teeth, though.
Yeah.
A dolphin is a mahi-mahi. Why do they say that word twice?
I don't know.
It's kind of like dark.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to a restaurant, you say in a restaurant, how's your mahi? Or some people say, how's your mahi-mahi? Are there two varieties of it? It's crazy.
You might have had two different fish. You might have had two mahis.
That's easier to just say, I want the shrimp.
Yeah.
You can't mess that
I
up.
want the squimps.
Anyway, a dolphin, what I was getting at, a dolphin, when we went with fishing with Tim Fletcher down at Port Canaveral, we caught a couple of dolphin, and they don't look nothing like flipper. Nothing.
That's a different kind of dolphin.
Like a different kind of mahi.
Right.
You got a mahi and a mahi-mahi, like twice as good.
I don't care which one it is, as long as it's on a bed of rice.
I'll take a steak.
I ate some good seafood. Went to Red Lobster the other night. Man, it was some good stuff.
That ain't even real seafood.
I'm just joking. It was Bubba Jack seafood. You can't get no better than that.
He's taking a slight poke at Red Lobster there.
No,
Red Lobster, you suck.
It was let me tell you the story behind it. They said, Michelle's dad was down. He said, I want to go out to eat. I want some good seafood. I said, man, I know the place. So Bubba Jack Seafood, and we tore it up. And when they walked out of there, and they said that was some good stuff.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, he talked about Red Lobster, and I said, no, we ain't going to Red Lobster. We're going to the best one around, Bubba Jack Seafood. And
don't want none of that commercialized garbage. You want the real stuff.
Yeah, and you got the fresh stuff. And that's what it was, and it was good.
Was it just you and Michelle's dad and Ralph that went?
Yeah, and Michelle.
Oh, Michelle. I got you.
And Michelle, so don't even start. But anyway, it was. What are y'all laughing about? How do you tell the difference between dolphins and porpoises? There is a difference in a dolphin and a porpoise.
A dolphin? A dolphin and a porpoise.
A dolphin.
Okay, I'll quit. I'm done.
Man, I'd love to catch a dolphin.
I would too, or a porpoise.
I'd mount it. I'd mount the dolphins. Anyway, go ahead.
Nope, I'm done.
Well,
they're both dolphins and porpoises. Okay, did I say that right?
Yeah, you got.
I like this post. You know, it's hard times when you see a leprechaun at a cash for gold place.
That's pretty good.
So I'm dying to know what the difference between a dolphin and a porpoise is.
Dolphin and a porpoise.
Well, there are some differences between the two, and they're both mammals, and they both live in the ocean. They are not fish. They do not have breathing gills. They have lungs and breathe air.
You mean they lay eggs?
Both also give birth to live young and nurse those young, so no eggs.
They're human.
Mm-hmm.
They're aliens.
You know, Jessica Simpson, I was watching something on TV about her years ago. She had some show on TV, and they were playing her up to be a dumb, dingy blonde, which I don't know if she is in real life or not. I know in Dukes of Hazzard she's fine. That's all I do know. But she said that it showed her and her husband was at the Sea World or something. And just either a dolphin or a dolphus or a porpoise or whatever rode by or swam by.
Rode by.
Really?
And the blowhole. He opened his blowhole and blew, as he went by. And she goes, "Oh Lord, something wrong with his head. He's got a hole in his head. Is he okay?" And I was like, "What? Are you silly?" Good Lord! Everybody knows a dolphin's got a hole in his head.
Porpoise does too.
What they ride by on, Steve? I mean, was it riding a bicycle in the water?
I didn't see that part.
It rode by. It's pretty funny.
It was on a surfboard.
Rode by on Shamu.
Shamu.
I heard a rumor they're letting people.
Somebody.
But they're letting them swim back with him again. What I heard.
Well, see, that's stupid. You seen all the teeth in that joker's head? Why would you do that? Jonah got swallowed by a whale.
What's the first name? What's the first part of his name?
Shamu?
No. What is he?
Shh.
Killer.
Killer whale.
Yeah, okay.
He's not just a whale. He's a killer whale.
I thought the first part of Shamu's name was
Sham. ShamWow.
ShamWow, really?
That's a good commercial. I can't do this all day. That's what he says. You need to call now. I can't do this all day. You've done it every day for 365 days. That's every time I see your commercial.
Anyway,
most popular infomercial of all time.
ShamWow.
Second only to the Ron. I mean, the second place one is the Ronco
rotisserie.
Yep.
Set it and forget it.
Set it and forget it.
Really?
Oh yeah.
That's the two most popular.
And it's a wonderful machine if you like chicken jerky.
Is that what it makes?
Pretty much.
The gentleman
chicken,
that
you can eat bones and all.
The gentleman that owns that franchise he owns a company that does that as seen on TV stuff and the Ronco dehydrator and the ShamWow thing and all that.
Ron Popeil or something like that?
No, that's the guy that hosts the thing. This guy actually owns the company that does the infomercials, and he's only worth about $3 billion.
It's Ron Popeil. He owns Ronco.
No, it's not Ron Popeil. I've met the guy at Ross Hammock Ranch, and I'm telling you, it's not Ron Popeil.
Uh-oh. I'm Googling.
Chad Slaughter just sent...
Ron Popeil owns the Ronco dehydrator. He don't own the infomercial company.
No, I was talking about the product, not the commercial.
Then that's where you were wrong.
Well, that's where we were having a misunderstanding.
I wasn't having a misunderstanding. I completely understood what I said.
This time.
Hey, Chad Slaughter just sent me a picture of him and his son. They went down fishing this weekend and caught some nice fish. He's holding them up above him. Way to go, Chad.
Did you catch a dolphus?
Or a purpin?
Dolphus. I don't know what those are because I'm not that type of fisherman.
You're not an ornithologist?
He's going to give us a call tomorrow and give us a report. Hey, I've had a good time even though I've been picked on again today. Thanks for listening to The Good Outdoors, and we'll talk to y'all tomorrow.
Have a good week. Have a good day.
Toodles.
See you.
Toodles.
You've been listening to The Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie. Join us every weekday at 4:30 when we'll do it again.